expecting the world to change through politics by signing treaties, it can bring about some level of, I think, lack of war perhaps, but the lack of war does not mean that the countries have attained peace. Political freedom does not mean that each individual have attained freedom. My journey has been very peaceful so far. Difficulties are always there, but it is, I think, nature has taught me somehow how to interact with these difficulties and learn something from these difficulties and make peace with it. And I learned one simple thing, that if you really want peace, if you desire peace, then I had to make peace with that desire itself. Then I remain in that state of calmness, peacefulness. Difficulties, no one can escape. We all have something or the other. Just the difference in nature of difficulties will be there. Well, heartfulness is all about telling people how to use the heart masterfully, listening to the heart, and developing courage to follow the dictums of your heart. Intuitions are always, there from the heart. Heart keeps guiding us, especially things that can go wrong. I'm a married person, and sometimes you might think, oh, she looks gorgeous and she is even prettier than my wife. Now, heart will immediately signal, you're not thinking right. If I listen to my heart, family will be happier. If I don't listen to my heart, then I might go with the prettier one and then create troubles in the family with wife. There are many such examples where you're going to study something. I am going to choose to become a doctor versus should I become an architect or should I become an engineer. But when we meditate and go deep into our heart and listen to the heart, it will give us guidance what to study also, whom to marry, which business to run into, where should I be working, should I compromise or should I not compromise, what should I eat, when should I get up, when should I go to sleep. All these questions are easily, I think, responded by the heart. Heart always gives us the guidance, and especially it speaks louder when we are about to do wrong things. At that time we need to have some courage. Though the heart says don't do it, most of us don't listen to the heart because of lack of courage and conviction. So the heartfulness teaches us, somehow it prepares us to not only listen very clearly, but also to follow the heart's dictum. And I think everything that we do later on also, let's see, if I have to study or if I have to complete some task at the office, heart will never be happy unless you complete that work. Not only complete the work, but heart will be even happier if you did that work in time. And also if you could overperform. Let us say you expected that I would be finishing this work with such quality, but instead of that you surpass your expectation and do it much better. I think that gives you more peace. And what is more than a peace? Inner joy. And that's what I think is the promise of heartfulness. Not only to establish peace, but to have joy, and if possible, move further beyond joy into a state which in yoga or in Buddhism they call nirvana, or a state of bliss. So we move on from ordinary peace or silence to a deeper level of peace, to joyful state, and then further on to a blissful state, and if possible, even go beyond that. So this is a simple offering of heartfulness way of practice. Many people, they get scared. Oh, I have to change the whole district or the whole county or the whole country and make them peaceful. It's too big a step. Take small steps. You know, just few days back I was watching a cartoon and in that I was with my granddaughter, and alligator is trying to climb. And there are two alligators. One alligator with a small steps ladder, which is 6 inches apart or half a foot apart ladder. The steps on the ladder were half a foot apart. Another ladder had 3 feet apart. Even though the guy on the 6-inch ladder, 6-inch gap ladder, he started climbing faster even though it was smaller. But the big guy, mother alligator, could not climb because the gap between each ladder it was 3 feet. So she couldn't even move. So the idea is that, you know, if you want to climb higher, take small steps. Smaller steps are better. They are guaranteed that you will keep moving. Bigger steps you may not. For example, many people, they get so enthused in the company of people, like-minded people, and say, okay, I'm also going to meditate, or I'm also going to study so well, and I sit for 6 hours and study. And some people say, oh, I'm going to meditate for 1 hour. Or, you know, you make a strong will on 1st of January and say, I'm going to diet like this and I'm going to jog like this. Take small step at a time. Promise yourself, I will jog for 5 minutes or I will meditate for 5 minutes. That is possible. But if you say, I'm going to meditate for 1 hour, you might succeed first few days, but then you'll say, oh, to hell with it. And you become like that mother alligator. You just can't climb further. So evolutionary path is a small step we should take, something that you can put up with. I have always looked for a key to open the great lock that opens up, you know, the treasures of the world, make this planet heavenly. So Lord Jesus doesn't have to say, come to heavens. You're already in heaven then. Is it possible to make heaven here, make harmony, peace with everyone? When we really practically look at myself individually, don't I get confused? Don't I have inner conflicts with myself? Okay. When we extend this individual vision and extrapolate to a family and friend circle or in the business world and office, we have differences of opinions many a time. We have frictions, we have confusions, we have conflicts. Should we consider such conflicts as lack of peace? Or should we consider them as lack of understanding? So, in order to establish, first of all, peace within myself, I have to have good understanding of my own situation. I have to have good understanding of my surroundings to establish peace in the community or in my business world or in the family. So understanding precedes peace. Now, I can understand the other, but in order to have the mutual peace, the other should understand me too, which is not guaranteed. I can change myself, I can transform myself and adjust. But will the other person do that, or other individual or the other country do it for me? I doubt that. So if I cannot change even my opinions, the viewpoints of my dearest spouse or of my dearest children, how can I expect to change the view world of somebody else? I can only change myself. And all these efforts to change others is going to only create more destructive world. So yoga is all about individual transformation, one at a time. When we talk of yoga, I'm not talking of these yoga asanas and breathing exercise, and that is too primary, that is too basic. When I talk of meditation, it's to go deep within, diving deep within your heart and feel that, experience the voice of your heart, the intuition that bubbles in your heart, and then take it forward and make that feeling a dynamic feeling in my actions, in my business world, at my work. If I have the peace in my heart and I don't make it dynamic, if that fragrance of the peace is not going out of me, then what is the use of such a peace? And I communicate with individuals. Does my speech hurt others? When I have a certain body language, is it respecting others or is it avoiding others? So things like that. So I think expecting the world to change through politics by signing treaties, it can bring about some level of, I think, lack of war perhaps, but the lack of war does not mean that the countries have attained peace. Political freedom does not mean that each individual have attained freedom. Like India today. India got freedom from Britishers in 1947. It's a political freedom. United States got freedom sometime in last century or even previous one. But are all Americans free today? Are all Indians free today? Though we have attained political freedom. I doubt it. Because as long as this is lacking, understanding is lacking, peace is lacking, how can you have individual freedom? So we are gradually moving higher. Our expectations of a better world are increasing little by little, as we fulfill our smaller goals. Let's say you become peaceful. What next? You became joyful. What next? You became blissful. What next? That is evolution. My peace cannot bring about peace in others. So everyone, each individual has to have a peaceful heart. Only then there will be, incremental peace at a global level. Well, we have Heartfulness app. They can download it and follow the steps on how to meditate, how to, we offer many practical guidelines, many practical methods. For example, someone has a short fuse and they become angry and they have a habit of getting angry again and again, short-tempered people. We have methods for that. We have methods for people obsession with sex. Their mind is always focused on one thing and that is it. Other things doesn't arise at all. So we have methods for that. We have a lot of teachings, for example, for drug addiction, any kind of addiction actually for that matter. And but primary goal is to have this inner peace. And when you have inner peace, all of the things drop off naturally.
Click on this video to understand more about meditation and learn easy ways to start meditating.